Hi, this is Tamara from mooglyblog.com, and I'm back to show you how to work the border rounds for the snow-capped throw for Furls Fiber Arts. So if you've got your blanket done, I hope it's a lot bigger than this, but this is our swatch from before, and I'm going to use this to demonstrate how to make the border so you don't have to watch me border an entire blanket. So first I make a single crochet in the first stitch of the row here. Then I'm going to simply chain 2 and then skip 2 and single crochet in the next stitch. And I'm going to do that all the way across the top. So chain 2, skip 2, single crochet. And that will get you all the way to the end here. Remember, our last stitch is a chain 3. So I'm going to work a single crochet in there because that's our repeat. And then I'm going to work 2 more single crochets in the same stitch there. So 1 and 2. And those will help us turn the corner to work down along the side. So I'll go ahead and turn my work and start working here. This is where things get a little bit funkier. Let me, because what we're going to do is we want 3 chain 2 loops for every 4 rows. Remember, we've got 3 rows of double crochet and a row of single crochet, so we wanted to treat that row of single crochet a little bit differently so that we don't end up ruffling the fabric. We don't want to treat it the same way we would a double crochet row. So what I do instead is I go ahead and chain 2 and then make your single crochet right in the top of the row here if it's a double crochet row, but if there's a single crochet row right there, go ahead and go into the side of the single crochet row right in the middle of that stitch so that you've got 2 loops on top of your hook and make a single crochet like so. Then chain 2 again, and instead of going into that top, I'm going to skip that one altogether and come down to the next one. And if we stop and look at what I've been doing, you can see in this repeat here, though we've got 4 rows, we've got the single crochet and post stitch row and 3 rows of double crochet, we've got 3 chain 2 loops. So that's how we stay on track for those. So let's continue along. Here we are at the bottom of the blanket, and we have a chain 3, so I want to go into the base of that. Find the very bottom of that first chain there, and that's going to be our next corner, our second corner that we're making here. So go under those 2 loops. Now you might notice with my starting chain, when I make a first row of a pattern, I like to work into the back hump or the 3rd loop rather than under the first 2 loops of the chain, and this gives me a really nice bottom edge, especially when I'm working a border. So that's why I've got 2 loops down here. If you worked under the top 2 loops when you made your chain, there may be only 1 chain for you, or excuse me, 1 loop for you to work into here, and that's okay too. It's just whatever your preference is. So back to our corner here. We're at our corner. I've worked 1 single crochet, but I want to work 2 more in there once again to turn our corner, just like we did before at the first corner we went to. So I've got my 3 single crochets. I have to pull up some more yarn here. So I treat this row, the bottom of the first row, just the same as I did the top of the blanket. I'm going to skip 2 and go in the next one. The great thing is, that's going to be the one that we went around with our post stitches. So that's another visual check. And then we're back here at the corner. Skip 2, that's where we are. So once again, remember at the corner we work 3 single crochets. That helps us turn the corner. And we're ready to work along the last side. And that's going to be exactly as the same as the other side, just from the other direction. Okay, so we've made our way up that last side and we are back up at the corner where we made that first single crochet. Now remember, we had 3 single crochets in each corner, so I want to put 2 more in this corner right here just to finish up our round, our first border round of the blanket. So 2 more there, and then I'm going to join with that first one we made with a slip stitch, and that is border round 1. So we can go straight to border round 2. You can continue with the same color, or again, you could switch colors for round 2 if you like, whatever you prefer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick with the Fisherman here and finish it off. So for round 2, I'm gonna start with a chain 1 and a single crochet right in that first single crochet we made before, like so. And then this one's going to be a little different. In round 1 we had to treat it differently because we had the tops of stitches and we had the sides of rows. In this one I'm going to treat the top and bottom one way and the sides differently again. So let's go ahead and work our way across the top. I've got a single crochet in the last of the 3 single crochets in the corner. Then I'm going to chain 2 again and work a single crochet in the chain 2 space, like so. Still pretty easy. Chain 2 and then single crochet in the top of the single crochet that we made before. Chain 2 again, single crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2 again, and single crochet in the single crochet. And that's basically it as we work our way across the top. All right, so we've gotten most of the way across here. I'm just pulling up some more yarn here. I'm going to chain 2. I've just put a single crochet in that last chain 2 space, so now I'm going to single crochet in that first single crochet of the 3 single crochets in the corner. So I'll work a stitch right there. And then with the middle stitch of those 3 in the corner, I'm going to chain 2, single crochet in there, chain 2, and single crochet in that same middle stitch of the corner one more time. That helps us get around the corner. That gives us our little extra to work down the side. So I'm going to chain 2 and single crochet in that last single crochet, and then from here on out the side's going to be a little different than we did the top. We're going to chain 2, work in this chain 2 space again. Okay, that part's the same. But then we chain 2 and skip the single crochet and go in the chain 2 space of the next one. So I'm going to treat this corner the same way I did the last corner. I'll chain 2, single crochet in the first single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the center, single crochet. Those words are starting to sound a little funny, aren't they? Chain 2, go back into that same one again. That's sort of our increase there in the corner. We've got 2 single crochets in the center stitch of the corner there. Chain 2. And then we can single crochet in the next one, the third single crochet of the corner. There we are. And then we're going to go across the bottom the same way we did the top, which means we chain 2, go in the chain 2 space, chain 2, go in the single crochet. And that'll give us that neat little ruffle again that we had on the top. So we do that all the way across until we get to the next corner. Okay, and that was the last chain 2 space. So again, at the corner, we chain 2, go into the first one, like so, chain 2, go into the second one, chain 2, go into that second one more time, chain 2, go into the third one. And then like I said, across this last side, we'll treat it just like the first side we did, where we skip over the single crochets in between our chain 2s until we get right back to the top. Okay, and here we are at our fourth corner. Let me pull up just enough yarn here to finish that up. And so what we do is, of course, we remember we started in that third of the single crochets, so we're just going to take care of the first 2 here. We'll chain 2, go into the first one, chain 2, go into the center one, chain 2, go back into that center one, and then we're going to finish off with a, chain 2. Now from here you've got a couple options. You can slip stitch to that first single crochet you made. That's sort of the standard way, but I have a special way I like to finish off that I thought I'd show you. It's just a fun trick you can use anytime you're working in the round to get a little bit more of a finished look.